Okay, so you're a seller on Fiverr and you already set up your gig and your services and everything was going on well. You've been making sales on Fiverr, making sales here and there, getting messages from prospective buyers, from clients, and then you've been responding very well and making some decent amount of money. But then all of a sudden, everything changed. Your orders just disappeared. You think that you were not getting any orders again, you were not getting messages, even your impressions were reducing, going down, your impressions, and you were not getting, you were barely getting any clicks, and then you kept wondering what could be wrong, where did my gig go? And then you discover you can't find your gig. You probably discover you can't find your gig in a search engine, or maybe you don't even know how to check any of those things. Now you are not alone. If you are in that shoe, if you're in that boat, you are not alone, because many people on Fiverr, many sellers on Fiverr face the same issue, they face the same problem, and of course many people do not know, many people don't even know how to troubleshoot the source of the problem, not to talk of knowing how to solve them or how to get around them. So in this video I'll be showing you some of the things, some of the reasons why you may not be getting, why your orders may have dried up on Fiverr, why you were getting orders, maybe a couple of orders per week, or maybe a couple of orders every day, at least getting orders regularly and smiling to the bank, and then all of a sudden all the orders disappeared, all those sources of income disappeared, and then you are left confused and you're almost going broke. Now just stay tuned. I'll be sharing with you some of the things that could be the cause of that and how you can get out of that. So what are the reasons why your gig may be performing poorly, and why your orders may have dried up? Now one of those reasons could be poor rating, right? Of course we know Fiverr operates a kind of rating system where if you when a buyer comes and places order on your gig, the buyer will be able to leave a review from 1 star to 5 star. That means the minimum rating you can get is 1 star, and then you can the buyer can leave up to 5 stars. So most times buyers will always leave 5-star reviews. As long as they are satisfied with your service, they will leave 5-star review. But if you find yourself getting some below par reviews, maybe 2 point something, 3 point something, or maybe 1 star review, if you get a couple of those kind of reviews, simultaneously or concurrently, Fiverr might reduce the performance of your gig. It's not even Fiverr. They have a bot that has been programmed to promote high performing gigs. And what I mean by high performing gigs are gigs gigs with high rating. The more you get higher ratings, the more you get high rating consistently, your gig will continue to move up the search engines. That means the Fiverr search algorithm will continue to promote your gig and shift your gig up, and those who are getting poor ratings will be relegated down below the page in the search listings. And of course it makes sense. What Fiverr is trying to do is to make sure that only the best sellers, only the most competent sellers, only the sellers who provide the most quality services are on their first page, or are ranking very high in their search results. So they have a bot, they have an AI, that's an artificial intelligence, their search algorithm that does all these things effortlessly without even human supervision. So how you can get around that is for you to make sure you deliver quality work and make sure you maintain good communication with your buyer. If you are not sure of what they want you to do, if a buyer places order and you are not really clear about the requirement they dropped for you, make sure you follow up with them quickly and ask them questions, go back and forth with them, ask them what they want you to do. Make sure you know what you are expected to do before jumping into any project. That's one of the best ways to avoid poor ratings on Fiverr, and that's one of the best ways to ensure you keep moving up and that your gig keeps performing very well. Then the next thing I have here is the next reason why your gig may not be delivering orders for you again. Second reason is poor performance. And now this is almost similar to poor rating, but poor performance in the sense that when I talk of poor performance, I'm talking of your response rate. When when a prospective buyer messages you, you need to respond on time. If you respond within an hour, it's a very big plus, and it's a huge signal to the Fiverr AI system, the Fiverr artificial intelligence, that you are a very responsible seller, and that you are active on Fiverr, and that you care about the business you do, that you care about your buyers. So once you respond quickly, then you want to make sure you don't ignore messages. You want to make sure you are not missing messages, like maybe a buyer messages you and then you refuse to even respond at all. That one is one of the worst things you can that one is not even good at all. When you get a message, even if you are not interested in the offer, in what the buyer wants to do, just make sure you respond. That will help your response rate and your response time. Make sure you respond, and then at least for the first contact the buyer is establishing with you, you need to respond to them to be able to enhance your gig performance. Then the next one is your gig has been deranked. If your gig has been deranked, now this thing happens to a lot of Fiverr sellers, and even me, it took me a long time to understand this, to actually be able to find my way around it. Now, one of the things that could cause your gig, and when I mean your gig has been deranked, it means you search, maybe you were ranking on the first page, or maybe it's second page, or any other page. You know where your gig is ranking in the search result. Then all of a sudden, you search for your gig, you can't find it. Your impressions are dropping. You search the search listings, you can't find your gig. You use your main keywords, and you can't find your gig. And sometimes your gig will be taken from the first page to the last page, or close to the last page. And then once you search for your full, then you can copy the full title of your gig and search for the full title of your gig in the Fiverr search box. If your gig doesn't pop up, that means your gig has been deranked. And most times what you need to do is to step up your game and try to do what I told you in the previous points, like deliver orders early, promote your gigs outside of Fiverr. But one thing is, once your gig is deranked, honestly, one of the best things to do is to just go and create another account. That's one of the best things. That's what has always worked for me, you understand? And there's a way to do that, although that is like a black art method or gray art method, because normally you are not expected to create multiple accounts on Fiverr, but there's always a way around everything. And the another thing is maybe penalty. Another reason could be maybe you have a penalty, maybe a strike, maybe a kind of warning for breaking Fiverr rules and regulations, for breaking their terms of service. And there may be another reason why another thing that causes deranking is logging in from different IP addresses indiscriminately, or using VPNs and moving from one IP address to the other. It could cause your gig to be deranked. And then cutting corners, breaking rules, trying to use shortcut on Fiverr. Fiverr frowns at it. Then what do you need to do? What you need to do to ensure that your gig keeps selling on Fiverr is to keep checking your gig analytics and keep making sure they are top notch. Once you see that your analytics keep dropping, like your impressions, and make sure you try to be proactive, like promote your gigs on social media, share your gigs on Twitter, make sure you get traffic to your gig. That is very important. Then maintain excellent response rates. Then avoid cancellations, avoid canceling orders. Once make sure you engage with the buyer, make sure you ask questions before taking an order. Don't take an order that you can't do, that you can't complete. So canceling and taking an order you can't complete will lead to cancellations and the buyer being unsatisfied, and you don't want that to happen. It will really hurt your business on Fiverr. Then The last thing I have is promote your gigs outside of Fiverr. So I already talked about that, and that is all I have for you in this particular video. So if you need more tips on Fiverr, follow me on my Twitter, and I'll leave the link in the description below, and then make sure you are subscribed to my video. I'll be dropping some bangers, some more bangers, and hot tips about Fiverr and how to make money on Fiverr, some tricks on how to improve your earnings, how to achieve your financial goals in 2022 on Fiverr. So just make sure you subscribe and turn on post notification. So that is all for now. See you in the next video. Peace.